Hello, scholars, and important information. There will be a quiz on Tuesday that all sixth graders will be taking. Today's homework will be assessing standards, attached standards that will be assessed on the quiz. So really quickly, so on your quiz, there will be division, there'll be the area of triangle, there will be the area of a parallelogram, there will be some fluency practice, and there'll be coordinate practice. So I highly encourage you to take all video notes. Everything I write on the paper, you write on the paper. I want to start by putting your name, circle your cohort, and let's go. The first thing we want to do is we want to write our division problem in standard algorithm where the dividend goes under the house. And the divisor is outside of the house. The next thing you want to do is create our ratio table. Where we list the multiples of the divisor. So one group of 7 is 7, two groups of 7 is 14, three groups of 7 is 21, four groups of 7 is 28, five groups of 7 is 35, six groups of 7 is 42, seven groups of 7 is 49. 49 is also the square root of 7. Eight groups of 7 is 56. Let's see. Yep, 56. And nine groups of 7 is 63. If I was unsure, what you can do is when you're at 49, count 7, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. And if you're unsure here, then you just put 56 there. And if you're unsure here, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. You see that? It's okay. You see that I got stuff a little bit, but there's a method to help me out. All right, let's do our song. It's this divided by this, cover up, back up, got enough? No, because 1 is not great enough to help 7. Back up, got enough? Yes, because 17 is great enough for 7. Give the man a seat, count by your divisor, 7, don't pass up 17. Go. 7, 14, 21, oops. Back up, and a 2 pops up under the seat. 2 times 7 is 14. Hook your line, subtract, 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 subtract. 17 minus 14, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 3. Every time you subtract, you pull down 1 shade, not 2, just 1. Pull down 1 shade and then divide. Every time you pull down your shade, you count by 7, don't pass up 39. Go. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. Oops. Back up. A 5 pops up. 5 times 7 is 35. Hook your line, subtract, 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 subtract. 39 minus 35 is 4. Pull down your shade. Every time you pull down 1 shade, you count by 7. Your divisor don't pass up your new quotient, 42, or your partial quotient. Count by 7, don't pass up 42. Go. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. Stop. A 6 pops up. 6 times 7 is 42. Hook your line, subtract, 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 subtract. 42 minus 42 is 0. There are no remainders. I can check my work by multiplying my quotient by my divisor. 7 is going to be multiplied into 6, 5, and 2. 7 times 6 is 42. Carry the 4. Bring down the 2. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus 4 is 39. Carry the 3. Bring down the 9. 7 times 2 is 14. 15, 16, 17. 1792 is my product. I know my answer is correct because my product is the same as my dividend. Go ahead and pause this. Make sure you rewind it so you can practice yourself. All right, let's move on. So here we have to find the area of the triangle. We know step 1, locate base. Step 2, locate height. Step 3, multiply base times height. Step 4, and I want to see in your notes that you put a star here. After you multiply, you divide by 2, or you multiply by 1/2. Okay? So let's use this CFS to do this. So my base is 6. My height is 5. Well, 6 feet, because units matter. I have to multiply 6 times 5, and 6 times 5 is 30 feet squared. And then I have to divide that by 2. And 30 divided by 2 is 15 feet squared. That's my answer. Let's use the CFS to do this one now. My base, well, I know 4 is my height because the opposite vertex is here, and there's a perpendicular line connecting my base to its opposite vertex. So my base is 8 inches. My height is 4 inches. 8 times 4 equals 32 square inches. And 32, every whole number is written as a fraction over 1. It's multiplied by 1/2. 32 times 1 is 32. And when you multiply your fractions, you just multiply across. 1 times 2 is 2. 32 over 2 is 15. Oh, sorry, 16. 16 square inches. So that's my area of my triangle. Go ahead and pause that. Make sure you rewind if you need to. I want to see all the notes. I'm specifically looking for this because we keep forgetting that this exists when we are finding the area of a triangle. All right, let's move forward. So right here is some fluency, and I'm gonna give myself a challenge. And I think that you should do the same. So I'm gonna set my timer for 2 minutes. No, I'm gonna set it for 1 minute. And I'm gonna try to get through all of this in 1 minute. That's what you should be doing. And And I'm gonna do it for 2 minutes so that I can also show you like how you could just help yourself when you're confused. All right, the timer started. I'm gonna put it right here. All right, 6 into 48. So I'm asking myself 6 times what equals 48? I know 6 times 8 equals 48, so my quotient is 8. 3 into 21, 3 times what equals 21? I know 3 times 7 is 21. 10 divided by 10, any number divided by itself is 1. So that means 8 over 8 is also 1. 9 into 45. 9 times something equals 45. I know 9 times 5 is 45. 11 times 11, I believe it's 121. 1 times 1 is 1. 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 121. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 times 5 is 35. 10 times 4 is like 1 times 4, which is 4 with the power of 10. 8 goes into 48. Well, I know that 8 times blank equals 48. 8 times 6 equals 48. 6 times 8 is like 8 times 6 because of commutative property. So my answer is 48. 10 goes into 50. It's like saying 1 going to 5 times. 3 goes into 3. Any number that goes into itself is 1. And any number times 10 just has a power of 10 at the end. Done. Oh, nice. I finished in 16 seconds. I challenge you to set a timer for 2 minutes or 3 minutes and see if you can get through everything in the time allotted. Okay? Now plotting points. Sometimes I have a hard time explaining it, but I'm gonna try my best to like create steps, right? So plotting points has an X and it has a Y. This line that is horizontal is your X, and the line that is vertical is your Y. It also says it here. It'll always pretty much tell you where your X and your Y is, but just remember, your X is horizontal, your Y is vertical. So step 1, start at origin. And origin is where your X and your Y meet at 0 for X and 0 Y. Right? Right? You always, step 2, find points. Is that called like a coordinate pair? X and Y, is that a coordinate pair? Okay, so find points or find coordinate pair, right? So my coordinate pair is 5, 10. Start, step 3, find X from origin first. I want to see this written on your paper. So my X is always on the left and my Y is on the right. My X is on the left, my Y is on the right. So my X is 5. I know 5 is positive, and I know my X is positive on this side, and my Y is also positive on this side. So start at the origin, go to 5. As you see, these go up by 2s. So the number between 2 and 0 is 1, 3, 4. So this must be 5. Okay, so I'm at 5. And then go to your Y. My Y is positive, so I know I'm right here. So I'm gonna go all the way up to 10. And I'm gonna create a line so that you can see. So I went from here to here and there to there. So that's done. And I want to label it. So step 4, go up or down to find y. Step 5, label point. I want to see all of this written on your paper. This is how I'll know you're serious. And you'll find that because you did all of this like practice, when you go to practice on your own, you can use your notes. So you don't have to rewind the video. You can just use your notes because I wrote everything down here and you can just follow what we did. Now we're looking for I. Start at the origin, go to 1. I know it's going up by groups of 2. So I know between 2 and 0 is 1. So positive 1. And then I'm going all the way up to 9. And I want to label it. And I want to check it off to let me know that I'm done. Now here's H. Start at origin, positive 6, negative 9. So when Y is negative, you go down. When Y is negative, go down. When X is negative, go to the left. All right, so it's positive 6 down to negative 9, which is between negative 8 and negative 10. So my point is here. G, negative 6. When X is negative, I go to the left. Okay, so I went to negative 6, positive 8. When Y is positive, you go up to 8. Label my point. F, start at the origin, positive 9, which will be between 8 and 10. And Y is 0, which means I don't go up or down. I just stay on this line, right? So F is right here. E, negative 6, 0. So start at the origin, go to negative 6, and stay at 0. I don't go up or down because Y is 0. When Y is 0, stay on X line. And I'm looking for you to write this on your paper. And then label it E. Negative 8, negative 4. Y is negative, and when Y is negative, I go down. So I went to negative 8, then I came down to negative 4, plot my point, and label it D. X is positive 5, Y is 0, so I stay on the line. So that's also point C. B, X is negative 1, so I know it's going between negative 2 and negative 1. I want to like move this down so you can really see what I'm doing. So negative 1 is here. And then Y is negative 1, so I want to go down here. And I want to label it B. and A, -8. So I'm gonna go to the left. And -1, so I'm gonna go down here. And I'm gonna label it A. Let me lift it. If you missed anything, don't don't be afraid to rewind. This can really help you, really focusing in on what's happening in these videos. You'll find that your work becomes a little bit more easier. And maybe if things were unclear in class, you'll also find that this helped you. All right. Thank you. Best of luck on the test on Tuesday. I know you're going to rock it. Make sure you use these notes. And I want to see the notes look exactly like this. So I need to see all of everything I wrote on your paper. Well, this will be different because you'll be doing this on your own. I showed you an example. But I want to see all of these notes, all of the notes. I want to see all of the notes. And you're going to use those notes to solve these problems. Use your notes to solve all of the problems. Bye-bye.